and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Get to the bottom line first. The budget proposal for next school year is $2,197,950. Recycling and trash disposal, that's a amount $49,000. So there's an increase there of about $4. Wastewater treatment plants operations. We're having a very difficult year this year. Pretty extensive list of items we're testing for. Each one of those tests are $30 to $100 a piece. Last year wasn't a good year either. Most of that was related to COVID. Because what happened is the DEP had us shut down all of our plants because we didn't have enough flow. And if you don't have flow, you don't have bacteria to work on the ingredients. And we brought the custodians and maintenance people back. We had some administrators around, so any flow that we did have wasn't enough to process, so I had to haul it away. Pretty significant bill for hauling sewage to Westfall for processing. But didn't get back on stream until early in September when school reopened. So we have 20 service vehicles that we maintain, plus all the custodial auto scrubbers, backpacks, sprayers, burnishers, things like that. And projecting to be favorable by about $5,000 next year. Pest control, certified by the state, even though they're certified, they're not certified for wildlife like groundhogs and fox and things like that we do have on our properties from time to time. I left a little bit in the budget there just to cover us. The insurances, 521 down to 529, are up almost 20,000.
The insurance markets try and give you, so we can do our budgets. The applications are going in now. They could change, but the reasoning was generally the storms and things like that happened through the year. He wants to make sure we have the amount of monies in there, but the storms last year, I think, are driving it.
If you add those 10 items up, it comes to $391,125. My budget is about $7,800 lower next year.
Marvin, every year we are amazed at what you do with this budget. The fact that it goes down every year is a real testament to you and your people. And Jack, we appreciate all your efforts in facilities and building and maintenance. You are our onboard expert.
We have refinanced bond issues. We have done 3 of them. But if you look, you'll see what the, it's called arbitrage yield. That would be equivalent to our interest rates. The ones on the right are the ones we recently refinanced to take those rates down. The one on the left is the one we did refinance already, so that's already done. The 2016, that's what we did recently. Debt free in 2032, unless we do a little bit more money, with might be wise with the interest rates being low, that might push that out another year.
If we were to maintain 6-foot social distancing, and therefore we have asked our architect, Don, who's with us tonight, if he would put together a sketch that would enclose all or part of the front of this building where we all just walked in tonight, and we would see if we could get some additional usable space.
We are able to, if we just enclose that grassed area, we can construct total gross square footage about just over 3,600 square feet, usable square footage 3,470 square feet. Based on that, we're projecting somewhere around $950,000 to make that construction. It's not directly connected to the cafeteria. So seeing those limitations, we came up with a second option. There's 2 options there. Either could be done independent of the other, or we could do them at the same time. So we are going to look at taking that same grass area we just spoke of and also pushing out into the area that is the natatorium entrance. Roughly 7,000, and down in the legend you see where the square footages are, 7,764 gross square feet. And we feel that we can construct the that area for just around $2 million.
I would need to know exactly
Okay.
how much each area provided for the amount of students.
You know, if this class comes out of the A wing, this class comes out of the B wing, we want to do something with them, trying to find a place for them to do something. It gives you this kind of option. You'll also see in Don's drawings too that there would be 3 overhead doors.
And you hit another double door existing.
Yes,
And then you go into that skinny corridor,
yes,
and you two more double doors. You understand what I mean here? Because
yes.
now we're going through 4 sets of double doors.
Right, so that corridor is not your standard 8-foot corridor. That probably is somewhere in the range of 14 to 16 feet wide. We made it purposely wide so that when you're loading the school in the morning and all the buses are dropping off, you have, the kids are not all on top of each other as they're coming inside the building. So we are replacing the cooling tower over at the Dingman Middle School. We're also then, in this building, we had a bid for control work. So presently, a lot of the fan coils in the corridors, the vestibules, it's the last bit of this building that's not digitally controlled. It's all old pneumatics that are original to the building. Pneumatics are just outdated.
So over the past few weeks, since we last met as a board, each of us has received numerous email letters from members of our community. These letters and emails called for Director Bukaj to resign or to be removed from the board. So with that, we will hear from Director Bukaj. Okay.
On March 1st, my personal integrity was called into question based on a post I shared to my personal Facebook page. I was soon bombarded with posts and messages to both my personal Facebook page and my school board candidate page. These posts and messages were referring to me as being a hypocrite, homophobic, transphobic, a racist, and a bigot. Several of the posts called for me to be #canceled. When sharing the video, I wrote, quote, "This person is dangerous," end quote. That comment was construed by some to say that Dr. Levin's gender was dangerous. However, that could not be any further from the truth. You see, Dr. Levin was asked questions during the confirmation hearing related to comments she made publicly, academic papers that she published, and ideas that she was reported to espouse. Those ideas included giving puberty blockers, hormones, and even sex change surgery to prepubescent children without parental consent. Dr. Levin would neither confirm nor deny if she agreed. Dr. Levin could have responded in any number of ways, but instead chose not to answer specific questions during her confirmation hearing. Instead, she provided the same scripted answer twice, which led me to believe that she was prepared for the question and chose not to answer. I think parental rights are very important, and I think every parent. Dr. Levin's evasiveness during her confirmation hearing, together with how she handled the pandemic here in Pennsylvania, is in fact, in my opinion, dangerous. My comments had nothing to do with Dr. Levin's identity, which is irrelevant to her filling any position. There has also been an issue made of my posting the word science under a friend's comment to this post. The word science was posted with a concerned face emoji. Science today is being used as an absolute from people with different views. Science is not providing clarification. There is science in favor of wearing masks and science against it. There is science confirming climate change and science against it. There is science related to the safe operation of schools during COVID-19, yet there are those opposed to it. Science, at least in today's climate, is not an absolute answer to any question, in my opinion. My comment using the word science was not in any way denouncing Dr. Levin, but rather a comment between friends regarding the right to respect someone's choice despite personal belief or conviction. It is clear that someone was either looking through my personal Facebook page for something they could use against me, or that one of my Facebook friends took a screenshot to advance a narrative. I have been attacked by people I don't know, trolled through my Facebook page, posting hurtful comments, maligning my religious beliefs, and even went as far as to comment on a post intended to honor my mother, who passed a year and a half ago. There was a tweet that read, "It brings me joy seeing board members getting bullied. Dawn Bouquet can burn in hell." They have attacked my husband and my children. These personal attacks started soon after the vote to open school in August. It is clear to me the motivation behind this entire issue is not related to advancing acceptance within our community, but is simply partisan politics, which has no place in school board business.
So I want to start off by saying, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Johnny Palmadessa. I am a 2018 graduate, and I'm also a very proud openly gay man. So let me start by saying thank you, Mr. Fisher, for your statement. This is going to be a bit different. So there were multiple families with students who are part of the LGBTQ+ community who came to me deeply upset with what you said on your page. Our roles, whether they are behind the scenes, on a school board, up front as teachers, is to make sure that all students, every single one, fulfills their greatest destiny, their destiny, and that's not your idea of what their destiny is. Our job is to help them, lead them, help them awaken to their beauty, their greatness. It is never our job to squash or flatten their desires or dreams or hopes or personal preferences. Your public posts have shamed and hurt and destroyed confidence in so many young, vibrant people. You've silenced voices, literally. You have allowed children to huddle in corners out of fear of being seen or heard. Your public posts shined a light on bigotry and hate, self-indulgence and fear-mongering. No child deserves to live in that shadow, the shadow you painted, the shadow of someone else's fear, someone else's inability to be tolerant. I'm not here to change your mind. I hope that's clear. Don, that seems to be set in stone. But I am here to tell you that minding your own hate, minding your own intolerance, minding your own inability to accept all unique differences will indeed save a life. And that life may very well be a student who you pass in the hall, someone who battles his or her own darkness every single day. Continuing on, concerned parents and friends and coworkers are not a mob, as you referred to them as. They're what we deeply long for. That's a community whose children are on the receiving end of your uneducated bigotry. Do not dim our children's brilliance or toss them aside because they don't fit into your perfect little box. Those children whose lives don't quite match up with your idea of perfection, those children are filled to the brim with hope. Please don't destroy them.